Hi everyone, today we want to be working on our pigeon pose and king pigeon pose and mermaid. So these positions that are sort of connected through a flow that we're going to be going through. So we will be warming up for all of these, and we are going to start with an exercise that you guys already know, I believe. So we're going to come up with our hands. We're going to dive them in, bring them to the front, and roll through into a low cobra. Push yourselves back. And we're just going to be doing this a couple times. And on the next one, we want to lay down and just come up and down into the cobra. Into a low cobra only. Push yourselves back up, and we want to be doing some cats and cows. And come and sit back. We will be needing our shoulder mobility, so we want to warm up the shoulders as well. Other way around. Now bring your hands to your shoulders and rotate the elbows. And the other way around. And bring your hands down, and you just want to shake the arms back and forth. Get a bit of rotation into the back while we're doing it as well. And we want to bring our hand in and try to rotate back and pull our arm back. Bring the hand back in, onto your knee, same from here, hand to your chest. You pull yourself around. Bring the hand back in. One more time, other side. in, this hand again. And bring the hand back in. Now what we want to do is we want to come onto all fours and we just want to lift the legs and alternate them just to get a bit of strengthening into it as well as some movement in general. Next up, we want to straighten the opposite hand and leg and bring our elbow to our knee 3 times. And 3, stretch back out, bring it back in, and we're going to do the other side. And swap over one more time. 1, 2, and 3. Second side one more time. Stretch out and 1, 2, and 3. Come back in, and we want to come up and bring our leg forward, and we want to move forward into the stretch and come out of it. Just a couple times. Just to ease into the stretch, don't put your full maximum just yet. We just want to hold. Bring both arms down, and we're going to push ourselves back. This time, what we're just going to do is we're going to point the toe and flex it again. Okay, we want to move back forward. And this time you might need to place a cushion under your knee because this can be quite a bit of pressure for the knee on the floor. We want to try and lift our foot up at the back and grab it with the opposite hand. I need to prop myself up because I'm not super warm just yet for the stretch. So I just want to ease into it, so I can't actually go all the way down just yet. Okay, bring the foot back down. What we want to do is we want to prop this foot up and come up. Now here you might want to grab some boxes or books, something to place your hands onto if you can't come all the way to the floor. And what we want to do is we want to lift the heel at the back and then the toes at the front. Just alternate between them. Bend the front knee and wiggle your foot back out into a straight position, and then come up and hold there for a few seconds. And bring the knee down, and we want to lift it back up 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the knee down, flatten out the toes at the back, bring down your hands. Now you want to bring in this leg. We're going for the mermaid position now. So you want to bring your foot actually close to your hips. We do not want this position where the foot is out in front to the side. We want to bring our foot in, yeah? And then slide yourself into it as much as you can. And just try to hold in there. If this is not a stretch that you're used to, you might want to put like a block or a book under here, something that you can sit on to take a bit of the weight out of this stretch. Otherwise, you want to come down, and we just want to hold here for a little while. Bring your arms in front of you, and we just want to lie down. And we want to come back up. What we want to do now is we want to roll over to the side and basically turn our hips open a little bit so that we can sit down on this leg. And we can either hold there for a while. If you are feeling that you're at your maximum, please stay. If you feel like you're not at your maximum, you want to try and catch your foot. This is progression number 2, and you can try and bring it in a couple of times. Just need to move myself around a little bit because I'm turning away from the camera. If this is comfortable for you, so either you're down here or you're just holding onto your foot. If you need a progression to this, you want to slide your foot into your elbow and want to grab your hand over your head, and then you have a mermaid. Come out of it slowly. And we are going to come back facing forward. So now we were opening our hips. I want you to close your hips again. Remember, you might be sitting on some books or a block or a box or whatever you've got there. And you can either decide to stay here, or if you need a progression in the pigeon, you want to Try and grab your foot, but this time from the back. So before we were turned open, now we want to stay facing forward. And then you can try and bring in that foot a couple of times. This is progression number 2. Whichever progression you want to stop at, please stop at that one. You could be at progression 1, which is just a regular pigeon. Then progression number 3, okay, I'm turning a little bit out but yeah, is to turn your arm around. So from here, that's what we did the arm circles for earlier. You want to turn around. It's progression number 3. And progression number 4 would be to, can't breathe, to try and bring your foot to your head in this position. And that is a lot. Come out of it slowly. Roll out of it. Bring your feet together and just roll everything in the opposite direction. Your back, if you are doing progressions like the mermaid and the king pigeon progressions, absolutely stretch your back out into the other direction. And then if you were more doing legs and just staying in that position, hug your knees. Because now we're going to do everything on the other side. So, where did we start? Started here. Foot forward. And we were just going into the stretch a couple of times. And on the next one, you want to stay here, and you just want to hold for a couple of seconds. Bring your hands down, push yourself back. We're just going to point and flex the front foot a couple of times. And come back forward, and we want to lift the back foot and try and grab it. You can move this foot back and forth a little bit if you want to. I like that quite a lot, just to ease myself into the stretch a bit more. Bring the foot back down. I'm not sure which of the other 2 exercises we did in which order, so we're going to come back up first. I feel like we might have done it the other way around on the other side, but I don't exactly remember. So we're going to stay here for a while. Again, you might need blocks, a little chair, books, a box, whatever. Just get what you need. And then we want to lift our toes and heel and just wiggle back and forth. forward. I want to slide into this position and lift up. Now I want to bend 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1 more second. And now we're going to bring this knee down again. Relax the toes out. Bring the arms down, however you need to. Bring this foot in close to your upper leg and place the knee down. And then wiggle yourself into your pigeon split. And again, you might want to have some books here to put your leg onto if you can't come all the way down in the stretch. I'm just going to relax here for a couple of times, a couple seconds, not times. Bring the arms forward, and we're just going to lay down and relax a little bit here. Okay, come back up. We want to go into a mermaid. Again, first progression is literally just opening up your hips and your upper body. Stay there if you are new to these exercises and feel like you can't lift your foot in this position. Then just stay here and just wait. You can move a bit forward and backward just to stretch it out, but don't overdo it. Everyone else wants to continue. Grab your foot and just bring it in a couple of times. This is progression number 2. Again, if you feel like that's the end of it for you, that's all right. Just stay there and give yourselves a good stretch that feels good. If you need the last progression, slide your foot into your elbow, and we're going to do the mermaid. Open everything back up. We want to close our hip in, come back forward. Either you can stay there, or you want to try and lift your leg again. And this time grab it from the back and bring it in behind you. This is progression number 2 already. If you want to do progression 3, remember that's just turning the arm around, up from here, up. This is quite an intense one already, so this is progression number 3. Progression number 4, if you want to, bring your head and your foot together. And pull yourself out of it. Bring this back leg under and just fold into a little ball. bring the arms down next to you. Roll over onto your back. We want to stretch the back out a little bit more. And I want you to try and bring your knees to yourself as much as you can. You want to roll up into a little ball again. And just roll around a little bit. Massage the back, bring the knees out. And we just want to roll them out a little bit in little circles all the way around. And roll yourselves up. And then we're done with the stretching session for today.